This weekend may produce a little bit of a challenge for us, so let's stick around and find out what the weekend brings for us. Get ready, everybody. It's the freaking weekend. Let's go. Welcome, everybody. It's Jeff here, Raise Your Vibration TV, with another edition of the freaking Weekend Tarot. Because when you see that singing bowl in the middle of the screen, you know it's time for what? The freaking weekend. That's right. Ring that bell. Happy weekend. The weekend is here. A nice break for everybody. It's a holiday. Okay, so happy Easter and Ostera, or however you celebrate it. Many ways. If it's an excuse to get together and have a good meal with family and friends, I'm down for it. You know what I mean? So this is what we're doing for the weekend. We get the weekend vibe. Of course, you want to get your full tarot reading with the astrology and all of that. Wednesdays at 10 a.m. for the midweek reset, of course. But what we do is we try to keep it light. We try to keep it fun. There's no clarifications. We just speed through the energy and we pick your sign out of the singing bowl to see exactly how the weekend's going to go. Now, we have a challenging aspect. You know, of course, we talked about in the midweek reset how we have the full moon in Libra and what that is bringing to light for us to release, okay? But what also, I moved the screen with, oh my God, why did I even do that? Why did that happen? Hold on a second. I have a touch screen like laptop and I didn't realize that was locked. Hello? That was locked. Okay. Again, you know how I do. I don't edit. I mean, I'll edit certain things, of course, but I just keep it going, you know? Keep it real. Keep it real. All right. So what I was saying is that we're already dealing with this full moon energy of things that we need to release, you know, trying to find that balance. A lot of things could be out of balance for us at this time. But what we got going on this weekend is Venus square Pluto. Now that's a motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's rough. So relationships of some sort may have to be dealt with in some way. Okay, so make sure you check out your midweek reset. Okay, that's already posted on the channel. Make sure you check that out to get the full vibe on what's going on with that. So that one challenging aspect this weekend could kind of stir the pot a little bit. Of course, we're getting around relatives, we're getting around groups of people. It could be a little challenging for us. You got a choice whether to get yourself in there or to pull yourself out of it. All right. So let's go ahead and start the freaking weekend. Okay. So let's see. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's see who's first. And it's going to be Sagittarius. Welcome, Sag. Let's go ahead and put you on the board. Thank you so much for being here. And let's get the vibe for you. Okay. So yeah, you know, I was reading up on it, and Venus square Pluto, that's a little challenging, okay? But it can be transformative. It's all in how you handle this energy, all right? We've got, you know, Venus is Libra's ruler. So we're making the connection there of, we've got a little challenge with Venus with a very powerful planet Pluto, and it could affect our relationships. You know, it's challenging to say the least. All right, so Sag, let's see how this weekend's gonna go for you. Happy holidays, happy Easter. Hope you are going to have a fun time. A lot of people do different things at this time. I just like to get together with the family, you know. Any excuse to do that is just fantastic. Okay, so what we've got here, Sag, is kind of in line with what we were just talking about. We have the Ten of Swords. You're done. This is a payoff. You're done messing around with negative thoughts, negative people that bring those negative thoughts into your life, okay? The Magician in the middle shows us, well, this weekend is how you make it. So it's up to you. The Page of Cups brings an opportunity here, though. So kind of leave your schedule open. Don't talk yourself into a corner. I got a feeling that this week you kind of released this whole negativity that's around you. It could be people in your group. You know what I mean? It could be friends or something like that. And just not dealing with their negative attitude, because it can bring you down. All right. So let's go ahead and get some oracles. But the Page of Cups shows an opportunity coming here. Maybe an offer. You know, as soon as you let that negative energy go, things start to roll for you. But that Magician in the middle, that really shows the vibe for this weekend. And that's create what you want, you know, create. All right. So we've got heal, right? Releasing yourself from the chains that bind you. And that's negative thoughts. Definitely. Listen to your intuition. We've got the Two of Wands. Make plans. Making plans. Maybe you're just leaving the plans up to the universe, you know what I mean? And the Three of Wands taking the lead. Again, there's a strong energy here of kind of just going with the flow. And boy, does it pay off. All right? Let's look at relationships. We're going to see how this kind of relates to that whole Venus and Pluto aspect. Again, it's can be volatile, you know. All right, so we've got the Three of Swords. So heal yourself from, again, you could be releasing some of this energy, and this could be a really feel-good weekend for you, you know. The Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. We've got a lot of pages here. We've got 3 pages. Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords. This could be children. Also messages coming in about children, but I'm telling you, you know, maybe you have 3 kids, 3 boys, something like that. 3 of Swords, 1, 2, 3 pages. Maybe you're healing yourself with some of the energy here. Again, no clarification. Take what resonates with you. You know what I mean? But the Three of Swords, the Three of Wands, taking the lead. Something that you've been waiting for, and healing. Maybe this could be a healing time for you and your family. You know, something of that sort. Interesting. All right. Let's get some more on this. So again, maybe it's healing relationships with your children, the people around you. So we've got pretending here with bluff, mask, exaggeration. Pretending that everything's okay when it's not. You got to heal yourself about that. I just think it's a good time to, you know, set the record straight in some way, in a healing way for you. All right, let's get what's the vibe. Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling something with 3 individuals here. So, interesting. Yeah, distance, divorce, ghosted, separation. Maybe you're closing that gap of separation for whatever is going on here with these individuals in your life. All right, so let's get a closing message for you. Oops. And see. I mean, again, it's what you create. You know, that Magician, what are you putting your focus on? Healing? Anything like that? All right, so we've got a little lightning bolt here. So this could be, again, information coming in, something that strikes like lightning, or just a thought, and figure shit out on your own. Okay, again, no more bluffing for this, Sagittarius, okay? Wow, that is gonna do it for your freaking weekend. I hope it's a good one for you, you know? Let's stop pretending that everything's okay, Sag. Sometimes you can put your head in the sand and you got to listen to other people, you know. Take the lead in this. Again, you create your reality. What are you putting your focus on this weekend? That's going to be a big one for you. All right, Sag, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Let's see who is next. Moving right along. And it's Virgo. Virgo, welcome to your freaking weekend. Let's put you on the board. Boom. Okay. hope you are going to have a great weekend. I know that I am going to spend some time on Monday with my triple Virgo bestie. She's like, come on over for Easter. I got all kinds of food I'm going to have. And okay, let's do it. Page of Wands is going to come out on that one, but can't wait for it. She doesn't live that far away. She's like 40 minutes away. You know, it's basically a straight drive. But now that the weather's nicer and, you know, spring and summer are here, we're both gardeners and we love to plant flowers and all of that. So I just love spending time with my jewels. I love it. Love it. It's gonna be a great weekend. Gonna be spending time with family, which I love to do at any cost, and then spending time with Jules. Love it. All right, so let's see, what do we got? So if you're watching, Jules, see you Monday. Okay. All right, so other people are definitely going to be in the mix for you, Virgo, so be aware of that this weekend. I would luck is on your side with this, so don't take things so seriously. Have a good attitude, a feel-good attitude. Page of Wands wants you to remember that life doesn't need to be taken so seriously. Let the universe guide you on how things go this weekend. You may try to be rigid and, well, it's got to be this way, this way, this way, and this way. And the universe is like, kind of, lighten up and open up to schedule changes. And, again, get rid of the expectations, okay? That'll help you a lot this weekend. All right, let's get some oracles. But I really like the Wheel of Fortune, recognition, reward and recognition. So, definitely gonna feel good. And you better feel good. This is a kind of like step into this energy. All right, yeah, have faith. The universe is trying to teach you something here with the Hierophant. And shine as brightly as the sun. That's right. You've got the star, the sun, the Hierophant here. These are major cards. This is a big deal for you. Even if plans kind of change or have to be altered, just be your sunny self, okay? And just kind of roll with it. It will all pay off, all right? So let's look at relationships, because we do have a challenging aspect, Venus squaring Pluto, and that's no joke. So, we may be dealing with some interpersonal things, maybe some drama, hopefully not some drama, Yeah, there it is, right there. There it is. 5 of Wands. You don't need to compete. You don't need drama. You don't need to focus on drama. I want you to stay clear of it, as a matter of fact. Stand your ground. Set your boundaries. Okay? And the 10 of Cups, it all works out. I love that. I love that. Beautiful energy, but there could be some challenge here. What's the universe teaching you in this weekend, okay? So there may be some challenges arising, so just be aware of that. Don't focus on it. Just say, okay, well, I'll deal with it when it happens, being open. That's all. Okay? What messages do we have here? All right, we got pride, arrogance, ego, and being stubborn. Yeah, we don't want to do this. This is when things will implode. You don't want to be stubborn with that, okay? Confessions. Oh. Unveiling, coming clear, messages. Oh, I used to hate confession when I was in Catholic school, before I got kicked out. True story. I used to, I'm like, what? I think you make your first confession in first grade. How old are you then? 6, 7 or 8 or something like that? And I'm sitting there trying to think of what I can confess. I mean, what can you confess at 7 or 8 years old? And it didn't matter what you confessed, whether it was, using swear words or committing murder. It was all the same thing. 5 Hail Marys and 3 Our Fathers. But somebody can be confessing something to you, or some messages may be coming through that kind of cause some drama. Use your discernment. Don't be stubborn about plans either, okay? All right, so let's get what's the vibe. Wow, so, just keep on keeping on, Virgo. There's a big message of don't be rigid in your thinking or your planning. Kind of leave some space open for a little bit of drama that may appear, okay? Mingya, which one? This one. And this one, okay. We've got longing. And look at that, everyone at the dinner table. Missing you, let's talk, reunion. Absolutely. This is what you should be focusing on, okay? Good times had by all. It's very evident that it's here, as long as you're willing to let the schedule change. A love affair, dirty little secret, sex fix down low, okay. Could be a little hot, little Peter Cottontail getting a little tail, you know what I mean? Okay, so let's get a closing message for you, Virgo. You never know. Up and down the bunny trail. Okay. Have you eaten? You're acting like a big ass baby, Virgo. Okay, all right, okay. A little harsh. You need food in your belly. Eat a fucking taco. Hey, if that's what you have at Easter, that's cool. But again, I think it's really coming down to this. As long as you keep yourself open, it's good times had by all. You know what I mean? Perfect time to do that. Okay? All right, Virgo, that is going to do it for your freaking weekend. Have a good one. Make it a good one. And when I say make it a good one, that's exactly what you can do, is make it a good one and leave your plans a little bit open and loose so some adjustments can be made that don't make you freak out. But that's what you don't want to do, is freak out. All right? Virgo, I love you all. Have a great weekend. Thank you for watching. Let's take you off the board and see who's next. And it's Leo. Hey now. Leo, let's put your beautiful ass on the board. There you are. Happy Easter. Happy Easter, fellow kings and queens. Let's go ahead and do this. Thank you all for being here. Now, this has been a week of releasing. Yes. Trying to get this balance into view by letting, tipping the scales in our favor, of course. And that means taking things off the scale that make it unbalanced. So what we're going to keep those, get rid of those. Okay. We've got Venus square Pluto. That's going to be the challenging aspect this weekend. So we're going to kind of focus on that energy. All these cards are face down except for this. So take a risk. It's a reset for you, but there's a message of don't be foolish. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, this is good. Opportunity comes your way with the Page of Cups. I really like that. An opportunity maybe for balance. Things working out, harmonious. I guess that's what the message is don't be foolish. Focus on the Four of Wands, good times had by all. I'm getting in the mood to just have a good time with my parents, and whoever shows up, But, my parents are getting older, and I enjoy every moment that I can have with them. You know what I mean? And because they're older, my mom used to do so much all the time, and I've kind of taken it on myself to kind of help her out, and to make the holiday just what it should be, a celebration of our lives together, and this kind of reflects it, is being in that state of, what happens, who comes. We always have this push and pull about, who do we invite, timing, schedules. It gets kind of hectic. But I think this shows, a good time here, and to be open to that. And with the Justice card here, with the full moon in Libra, it's kind of just focusing on how balanced that could be. Like, that's my attitude going into this, is, you know what? It is what it is. Who shows up, who shows up. But the thing is, because everybody's got other families and stuff to do, you can't make everybody kind of fit, but it gets frustrating, you know, when you're trying to plan. But this looks like, even things out, it looks like a good weekend vibe here. I really love that. So let's find, you may be entertaining at home. I'm not. My place is too small. I would love to. I usually have like cookouts in the summertime. That way, we can, my backyard is huge. My backyard's bigger than my house, so. All right, so the Two of Wands is spread your wings, kind of, just make plans. Just make yourself be present, I guess, in the moment. Just kind of, all right, universe, let's see how good it can get, okay? Now let's look at relationships, because that Venus square Pluto, that's where that will show itself in relationships. So don't be foolish. Balance your energy out when it comes to relationships. Okay? So let's see. Okay, we got the King of Pentacles, feeling grounded, secure, feeling good. The Four of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, putting things to rest, like anxiety, anything like that. Nurturing relationships, Queen of Cups, being intuitive, listening. And we got the Four of Wands again. Holy shit, that's incredible. So, celebration. Let me grab I didn't pull out my angel number cards, because we got fours on the board. We definitely got fours on the board. There it is, 444 with protection and stability. Okay, so this weekend, there's protection, there's stability. The King of Pentacles shows that. Very good, nurturing energy. It feels good. Let go of focusing on things that put you out of balance, okay? Let's reiterate that. Let's get some more messages. Okay. So maybe this is what we're not putting our focus on. Mistakes, misunderstood, victim, lost soul. Let's not play this role, or let's put that to rest. That's what that Four of Swords is. And then we have apology. Oh, forgiveness, return, sorry. Only if people are worthy of it. But an apology could come in, that Page of Cups out of nowhere. Okay? Again, it puts things in balance for some reason. Maybe you're apologizing. I think somebody else is. I don't think it's you, Leo. I don't think it's you. So this weekend, we just want you to focus on the day, like today. Just focus on good vibes. Be in the now, be in the moment. That's the only moment that matters. And putting things to rest, like making mistakes or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, no apology needed. Okay, you moved on from that, and that puts you in a good balanced energy, because this is a great weekend energy here. Okay, so let's get a closing message for you from the Rebel deck. You know how this can be a bitch, but it's fun. It's all in fun. I like this. Good vibes. Good. We got the Four of Wands there. It's really good energy. And I guess this is what you got to focus on, is winning. Okay? You got a good thing going. Don't ruin that shit, all right? So that's what the Fool card started out with. Don't be foolish. You got a good thing going. Don't ruin that shit. Okay? Wow. Leo. That's an excellent weekend reading right there. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Like I said, that's what I'm going to focus on, is having a fantastic weekend and just kind of like being open. Like I'm open at the shop, not on Sunday, but, I'm just kind of open for the weekend. I'm excited. I don't get an Easter basket anymore, but I'm still excited for it. Again, anytime that getting together with the people that I love is just, it's the most for me. So everything trivial is kind of set aside. All right, Leo, and I hope you feel the same way. You have a great and blessed weekend, okay? Let's take you off the board and see who's next. Ooh, who is it? and it's Aquarius. The opposite of Leo. Welcome, Aquarius, to your freaking weekend. Let's put you on the board. Beautiful. Let's get the vibe, okay? So hope you have great plans for this weekend. You know, everybody's different, you know? Everybody's different. Everybody celebrates different, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Nothing wrong with that at all. So I hope you are going to have a fantastic weekend in the way that you can, okay, Aquarius? Now, let's get these cards in line with your collective energy. Okay? Wow. Wow. Mingia. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Okay. Wow. Okay. We've got the Empress in the middle, and I want you to nurture your energy as much as possible this weekend. There's a timing issue on this side. We're going to talk about this first. The Seven of Swords, the Judgment, and the Page of Swords. I got a feeling, you know, Aquarius, you've got to let go of judgment, self-deception, anything like that, and release this. Communication may be important. Communication actually is important with the Page of Swords and the Eight of Wands. This is definitely communication in some way. Communicate effectively. Let's not communicate with judgment. Let's not focus on that. The Empress is bringing something to the world, and we've got three symbols of the full moon here. So this week could have been like really challenging for you to kind of like release finally. But what I want you to do is to kind of rein it back a little bit, you know? Yeah, because there's a conflicting message about time here. The Temperance is all things in good time. The Knight of Pentacles is an opportunity to kind of slow and steady. And the Eight of Wands, though, is like moving forward fast. So again, some of you Aquariuses may be having to take it slow and steady, and some of you have to take it fast, but all in due time. In the meantime, nurture yourself, okay? Nurture the way that you communicate also. I got a feeling that's very big for you. All right, wow, lots to unpack here, but you could have just been dealing with a really shitty week, you know? So, again, you're kind of releasing that. Don't bring that to the table this weekend, all right? Just kind of, yeah, thank you. Challenging times. You could be, again, there's a focus on that. The universe kind of wants you to shift your focus and speak your truth. Again, communication is important here. So make sure you're communicating effectively, okay? Maybe some communications you've been waiting for, you're probably freaking out about, finally come in. So let's look at relationships again. Like at the beginning, we were talking about the Venus-Pluto aspect. That's a little alarming. It can be a little volatile, but again, where are we putting our focus? Okay, yeah, don't be foolish. Could be a new beginning in a relationship here. Oh yeah, definitely stuck in the past. So this is what we have to let go of, is getting an opportunity to move out of this energy. Okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. You, again, are stuck with all these challenging times, especially when it comes to the past. You may be triggered around this time for the holidays or something like that. So be aware of that. But again, communicate effectively and let this go, whatever this is. Hopefully, you're working on that, Aquarius. It's a little challenging here, but you come out empowered, and that's important. Let's just not be stuck in the past. Stuck on someone, stuck on something in the past. Let's get some oracles. Breaking point. Yeah. All right. Limit. You're at your limit. Excuse me. Final straw and overwhelmed. Yeah, again, is this what you're going to be doing this weekend? I hope not. But again, if that's what you want to do, maybe you just don't want to deal with people, or maybe you're at the breaking point where you realize that this past issue has to be dealt with. You know what I mean? So be aware of that. Oh, I hate when my tea gets cold. All right, let's go ahead and get what's the vibe and see what's the vibe. Oh boy. All right. So again, you could be dealing with kind of this energy, you know what I mean? And you're at the breaking point where you finally say something. Could be a little awkward and uncomfortable, but I think it's necessary. Again, that Venus-Pluto energy is bringing that stuff up to the surface. But if it has to be dealt with, I think you got to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's no more running from it. Okay? Wow. Lots to unpack here. All right, let's get a closing message from the Rebel deck. So, yeah, we could be dealing with some weird ass energy, all right? Okay, closing message is get some fucking sleep. So maybe this weekend you got to do that before we head out to the fam, okay? You are being an ass because you're fucking tired. So face to pillow now, Aquarius. Again, getting some rest, putting things to rest, very important for you this weekend. Wow. Okay. That is going to do it, Aquarius. I hope you have a great weekend. Again, we could just be dealing with this energy from the week. You know what I mean? And this could be saying, all right, you know what? It's time to just maybe talk it out and just move on. There's a big thing about moving on also. All right, Aquarius? So I hope you have a fantastic and blessed weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Let's take you off the board and keep on keeping on. Yep, Scorpio's like looking at me like, come on. So Scorpio, I got you. Welcome. Happy Easter weekend. It's going to be a little challenging. We got Venus squaring your Pluto. Let's see how this, your ruler Pluto, I should say. Let's, Okay. All right, Scorpio, let's see how this works out for you this weekend. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. So, fear of failure, being left out of the, it's the lonely card. It's get yourself out of this. The Six of Swords is saying you're moving out of stormy water into now calmer water. But the way that you think and feel has to change. You just focus on the Ten of Cups. Yeah. So again, it could be a little challenging, but at the end of the day, beautiful energy. The Ten of Cups is the best card you could get in the deck. One of the best cards, you know what I mean? But it's a clear indication of get yourself out of this. The Six of Swords always shows, all right, listen, it's time to move on from this energy. What are you doing? Where are we going here? How are we going to alleviate this, okay? So, with that being said, focus on Ten of Cups energy, family, all of that. And don't feel left out, Don't go there. Interesting. Okay, let's get some oracles. Ooh. Boy, they're just kind of falling out like that, Base chakra. This is feeling secure, feet on the ground, practical approach here, okay? Yeah, we got two aces, but first we got the Fool card. Don't be foolish. Don't be foolish. Open up to this weekend's energy. The Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands is beautiful for a new beginning here. Fill your cup first. Feel good. Bring good energy to the table this weekend. Okay? I think it's almost essential that you do. Okay? But two aces here? Come on. Actually, we got 111. 111. Let's put that on the board because that's the base chakra. That's the first chakra. Trust your intuition. Manifestation and new beginnings. Yes, goes right along with all of this energy. Very good. Very good. Very promising. Again, where you're putting your focus. Maybe it's just been a shitty week. Now you're changing your focus to having a good time. Now, let's look at relationships, because this is where that Venus and Pluto energy kind of come together. But so far, you've got an advantage here. Make sure that you use it, okay? All right, what else do we have for relationships? Yeah. Deceptive energy. Put it to rest. Very, very blatant, clear energy here. Put it to rest. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. So we have the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Cups. Are you kidding me? You got an opportunity here for some new beginnings. Roll with it, Scorpio. Roll with it. Let's give these a shuffle and get some more insight. So yeah, put to rest the insecurities, you see where this is. It's almost like it could be kind of like a little victim mentality. Don't walk into the gathering with insecurity all over you. Because people smell that like bad cologne. You know what I mean? In fact, focus on your healing, releasing, purifying, and cleansing. Yeah, absolutely. Perfect time, weekend to do that. Filling your cup first. It's important that you do. All right, let's get what's the vibe. Wow. Believe it or not, this is a good fucking reading. Okay. Daydreaming. Head in the clouds, delusion, hopes and dreams. You can make your hopes and dreams happen. You almost have to be delusional, because it takes a form of delusion in order to manifest what you want. You have to believe that it's already here. You got it. So if you want a good time this weekend, act like you already have it. And whatever that is for you. Okay, so let's get a closing message for you from the Rebel deck. But when you get your head out of your ass, this looks really good. Okay? So what do we got? Closing message? Don't fucking force it this weekend. Yes, absolutely, Scorpio. Allow that shit to come to you. Very good. Very good. New beginnings when you don't force things. You just put things to rest and go with the flow. You trust where the universe is taking you, and it's going to take you to magnificent places this weekend. All right, Scorpio, that is going to do it for your freaking weekend. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. You have a great weekend. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Pay attention to 111, 1111, 11111, and focus on good times had by all. All right, Scorpio, great reading. Great reading. All right, let's take you off the board. Love you all. Have a blessed weekend. Let's see who's next. And it's Gemini. Gemini, welcome to your freaking weekend. Hope you're gonna have a great weekend, getting together with friends and family, celebrating spring, the coming of spring. Looks like it's gonna be a little stormy this weekend though, but hey, we're getting that El Nino energy in, and then it relaxes, and then I think we're going to have an awesome summer. All right, Gemini, so let's get your weekend vibe brought to you by Raise Your Vibration TV. Okay. All right, well, Ten of Wands is moving on, letting go of our burdens. Don't carry them with you this weekend. You've probably been doing that this week. But that's the focus they want you to put your attention on. All right. Yeah. And the puzzle completes here by Nine of Swords, getting rid of your anxiety. Let down your walls. Everything's going to work out. You just have to be faithful. Okay? So maybe you're a little iffy on this. Again, you got to let this go. Stop fucking worrying about shit. Just let down your walls and let the universe kind of bring it to you. You are safe. You are protected. Nurture that. All right? Don't freak out this weekend. For some reason, I feel a lot of you Geminis are freaking out over things that you really don't have any control over. So go with the flow. It'll ruin your weekend. Just go with it. Really, go with the flow. You got this. Feet on the ground. Okay? Big message for that. You can do this. You know, again, I'm tired. You're tired because you're putting your focus on the wrong things. You're basically frying your nervous system. You know, so take deep breaths. Yeah. You're not stuck. This is the Eight of Swords. You're not stuck. You need to release that. Maybe you've been doing a good job of doing that this week with the full moon, okay? And the Nine of Cups, dreams coming true. Yeah, again, 999. Let's put those on the board. Yeah. And what is it? Release, let go, and don't you dare give up. Again, have faith. Wow. Now, we've got that Venus square Pluto. That's the one thing that's kind of mucking up the works for this energy for this week. But, this weekend, I should say. But, let's see. And I think maybe that's kind of what you're kind of dealing with. Maybe you're feeling it more than other signs. But again, you know, release, let go. Maybe it's the need to control. Oh my God, yeah, look at that. Don't pass up the opportunity. Don't you dare turn your back on an opportunity here to finally let this go. We have another Nine of Cups. This is wish fulfillment. You're almost there. Don't you dare. You know what I mean? Don't muck this up with your insecurities. Wow. Wow. This could be part of the problem, you know, is exhaustion. Depletion, drained. Maybe you're taking a long journey. Make sure you get some rest along the way, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's get what's the vibe for you. Okay, yeah. Take it one day at a time. This is a call for you to just, you know, put out those good vibes, focus on the now, be in the moment, and have fun. You know what? That looks like a celebration right there. Have some fun and stop freaking out, okay? Let's get a closing message from the Rebel deck. Gemini, eat your fucking vegetables. So when you're at the dinner table this weekend, make sure you have plenty of vegetables. You know, your asparagus and all that spring stuff that we have. Okay? Eat some shit made by Mother Nature, not Cadbury. Okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and say, have a great weekend. Pay attention to the nines. Don't give up. God damn it. You need to release. All right? Have a good weekend. Don't turn your back on an opportunity to fill your cup, and others too. I mean, it's just a good, feel good energy here, but you're frying yourself out, maybe because of exhaustion. But Gemini, you got this. All right? So we're going to take you off the board. Have a beautiful and blessed weekend. Thank you for watching, Gemini. And let's see who is next. And it's Aries. Oh boy. Aries. Do any of my Aries out there have Easter birthdays? Let me know in the comments. And if you do, happy birthday. Okay, let's go ahead and get the vibe for you, Aries. Thank you for being here. Okay, wow. Wow, all right. Yes, okay. This weekend, Aries, go with the flow. Luck is on your side. Good times had by all. It's a good time this weekend. All right, so let go. Heal yourself of the expectations and all of that. But this is great energy. This is great energy. 2 major cards out of 3. Come on. And the 4 of Wands is celebrating at home, harmony, things coming into harmony. Beautiful energy here. Don't turn your back on an opportunity to really enjoy yourself. It's time, okay? All right, beautiful. So let's go ahead and get some oracles and see what, oh, Jesus. Okay. Ugh. All right, we've got control. All right, so we might have to control our shadow. Confront. Maybe there's something that we need to confront. It's time. It will bring things into balance. Trust that the universe has your back. And the Seven of Pentacles is, you know, I guess at the end of the day, it's about putting your time and focus into things that pay off, nurturing the things that pay off and letting go of the things that don't. But if you watch your midweek reset, there was talk about confronting an issue that needs to happen here, okay? It's time. It'll be of great healing. So with that being said, we have Venus square Pluto this weekend, which can make things a little bit confrontational, but it's almost necessary, okay? It really is. Yeah, the Seven of Swords. No deception, confronting that deception, letting that go. But the Three of Cups shows celebration, fun had by all. Really, this is good. Family, friends, it's time. Open up to that beautiful energy. And maybe confront that thing inside of you that puts you in that deceptive energy. You know what I'm saying? But the outcome, it looks really good. Okay, looks like things work out, which is great, which is absolutely great. Okay. Yeah, and this is essential too, is being open to possibilities. Beautiful energy there. Free-spirited adventure, maybe taking some risks. Again, maybe confronting that issue, but possibilities are endless and they're beautiful. All right, let's look at what's the vibe. Very good energy. This is just as good as Leo's. Leo's was in a similar vein here too. Yeah. And it's all about boundaries. Disrespectful. Enough is enough and defend yourself. Yeah, draw your line in the sand, Aries. You're confronting that. And you're gonna feel so much better when you do. And I'm gonna tell you something. This goes right along, my mother's an Aries. And this goes right along with what she's dealing with. Ma, I hope you're watching. All right, let's get a closing message for you, Aries. Okay. Let's see. Closing message is that project, that person, that idea is waiting. Get after that shit. The world has your back. The star card actually shows that. It's time. It's time to get that done. It's time to do the thing, say the thing, be the thing. You know what I mean? Open up to the thing, whatever it may be. But this is great energy, Aries, and you should open up to it, okay? All right, that is gonna do it for your freaking weekend. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't focus on the possibilities, you know, and put up boundaries. That's it. People being disrespectful, you gotta check that shit, you know, or they'll keep doing it. And I think it's time for you to confront it, and you'll feel so much happier when you do. All right, Aries, that is gonna do it. I love you all. Have a blessed and beautiful weekend. Let's take you off the board and see who's next. And it's Cancer. Welcome, Cancer, to your freaking weekend. During the midweek reset, I kept saying freaking weekend. And now I'm saying midweek reset on the freaking weekend. Cancer, how you doing? How you doing? Are you all ready for this holiday weekend? Well, I hope you are. And I hope you have a great one. I hope you're planning on it in any way that you prefer. You know, anything goes. All right, let's do this. What do we have for Cancer? No. Okay. Okay. Wow. All right. It's an end. It's an end and an opportunity here to lighten up a little bit, Cancer. I think that's what you need to do. You need to go with the flow. You're taking things way too seriously. It's an end to thinking that you're out of control for things. You are the magician. You create the reality you want, so create the weekend that you want. The Seven of Pentacles is kind of almost the same symbolism here. You see the magician working his magic. You see this person nurturing the seeds. Put your time and focus into things that pay off and let go of the things that don't. This could be a reprise from this week releasing for the full moon, okay? Interesting. Now let's get some oracles to back this up. So create the weekend that you want. You know, put your time and focus into that. It pays off. It really does. But it's an end to, you know, being out of control, feeling like you're out of control when you are actually very in control. Yeah, look, by letting go of this, the Three of Swords, it's an end to that heartache. Speaking of heartache, open up your heart. That's what does all of this for you. And the Chariot, moving towards success. Beautiful. Another 7. Love it. Good energy. Maybe you're releasing a lot of this for this, you know, this week you've been doing that. Now, we got that Venus square Pluto. So that could be affecting relationships. All right. So let's see where this goes. That wants to come out too. Lots to be said about relationships here. All right. Wow. We got more here. Jesus. Okay. Wow. All right. We're putting things to rest. Maybe you need some rest. I think it's putting things to rest. You need to put to rest your fear of failure, being left out, being confused about what to do. I think that needs to go. It's all indicative about opening up your heart. It is moving forward. You're moving out of this difficult energy, but you've got to make a choice here. Standing your ground, another 7. We're going to put 7s on the board. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 7s. It comes up to 28. 2 plus 8 is 10. Spiritual lesson, luck, and enlightenment. Yes, nurture your relationships and your thoughts. Feel secure, grounded in all that you do. And a message may be coming through. It's you taking the decisive action. A lot to unpack here. But wow, this is releasing confusion, maybe getting some rest and putting this fear of failure, loneliness to rest and empowering yourself. Opening up your heart, that's where it all comes. Wow, so this could be a little bit complicated, but again, what's the spiritual lesson here? That if you close off your heart, you're going to be stuck in this. If you release, maybe forgiveness, maybe, you know, I don't know, something. Maybe you're at your breaking point, your limit, your final straw, you're overwhelmed. And this could be, you know, a little bit challenging for you this weekend. But again, let's release it. Let's let it not cloud our weekend. Again, the magician is out here to be like, where are you putting your focus? If you're putting your focus on all of this shit, you know, it's not going to work. All right, so shattered, broken, nightmares, failures. Again, let this go. That's what that full moon's telling you. You're at your breaking point. You can't carry this around with you anymore. In fact, you want to feel established, settled, secure, focus on wealth. You know, there's a money issue here too. You know, don't get yourself your panties in a bunch. I think that's what it is. All right, so let's get a closing message for you from the Rebel deck. There's a lot to unpack here. But again, we can heal some things if we just let it go. You're being taught a lesson here. It's time to let it go. Closing message is this, Cancer. What the hell are you waiting for? Get that shit done. If you're waiting for a sign, well, here it fucking is. You can't argue there. Okay? Wow. Cancer, You have yourself a wonderful and blessed weekend. Work on this. I think a lot of you have already been going through this week, and that's good. That will give you a point to kind of move on, and to put your time and focus into things that pay off. That's important. And not sweating the small shit. Okay? Excellent. All right, Cancer. Love you all. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for watching. And let's see who's next. And Libra's been giving me the side eye. Welcome, Libra, to your freaking weekend. This full moon has been in your sign, putting you in a need for balance. Open up to it, focus on it, and not the imbalance. Okay, so let's get the vibe. Ooh. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, we're going to put that there. Okay. Libra, you're kind of being a little defensive, and I want you to kind of just, open up to this energy. You got this. Maybe needing some rest, putting things to rest. You're holding back big time. And you need to release with the 10 of Wands. This is a payoff, however. You've got to work towards this, okay? You got to go with the flow. Trust your intuition. Let your intuition guide you this weekend. But don't put up walls. Take down your barriers. Open up. I think you're being too closed right here. It's time to put that to rest. It's a little complicated here. And of course, there I go. I'm coughing for no fucking reason whatsoever, which means that you may have something to say. And putting some things to rest, finally. Okay? All right. Yeah. Maybe you got to confront some things. It's time. Okay? Nurture yourself, your relationships, all of that. The 7 of Pentacles, awaiting results. And I got a feeling it pays off. Put your time and focus into things that pay off. I say that so much. Let's look at relationships here. So things would flow a lot better if you just kind of didn't close yourself off. That's what I think you're doing. You feign away from confrontation. Yeah. Because you need to stand up to yourself because there's some drama going on and you may not like it, and you need to confront that. You need to not get emotionally eruptive with this. Your ruler Venus is squaring Pluto, so it can be a little volatile. The Queen of Pentacles is, you got this. The universe has got your back. You got this, Libra. Okay? I think yours and Aries so far is actually yours and Cancer's seems to be a little bit more confrontational. And of course, because you both are cardinal signs. Yeah, and this could be family stuff. Fertility, parenthood, pregnancy, something like that. Oh boy. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you find out that someone's having a baby or something. Okay. Maybe you have to tell somebody something. I don't know. Let's see. Interesting. Lust. Greed by any means necessary. Inconsiderate. All right. We might have to put that to rest. I mean, you may be dealing with people that are inconsiderate and greedy and all of that. And I think that you should no longer hold back. And I don't know, this looks like confrontational energy. I would be careful. Okay. Again, go with the flow. All right. Closing message. Oh my God. All right, Libra, get over yourself. Pull your shit together. Pull your shit together. help people, give back, do good shit for humanity instead of adding to the drama here because you're being inconsiderate or something like that. Again, take it as it resonates, but this looks a little, does it need to be? It'll probably, I guess you've got to just kind of get this off your chest. I think that's the way it's got to go. All right. Libra, that is going to do it for your freaking weekend. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. Use your discernment here. Go with the flow, but don't hold back. When it's time to say something, it's time to say something. All right? All right, Libra. Okay. That was the most sketch one of the weekend so far. Let's take you off the board and see who is next. All right, let's see who's next. And it's Pisces. Welcome, Pisces, to your freaking weekend. Let's put you on the board. Yes, there you are. All right, let's get the vibe for you, Pisces. Hope you are going to have a blessed weekend. Let's get the energy for you. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let's get the vibe for the weekend, okay? All right. Let's do it. Okay, well, yeah, all right. Beautiful energy. I like that. A nice balanced energy. You know, the full moon is in Libra, so we have that. Things even out. It equals out, I guess you could say. The Three of Cups is celebration. You could be getting together with a group of friends or something like that. Nine of Pentacles is payoff. You're almost there. You know what I mean? So you're really focusing on, balance. And balancing your whole weekend out. This just feels good. It's warm and it's fuzzy, you know, like a bunny. But yeah, reaching for that good time, reaching for that payoff, you know, feels good. All right, let's get some oracles to go with it. Yeah, so don't be tempted to sit in stuck energy. Balance that shit out. Okay? We don't need to be stuck. Maybe it's the week that's got you're kind of stuck in. Is giving you an opportunity this weekend to let this go and just focus on the task at hand, all right? But we don't want to focus on this energy. You know, don't let that sour your weekend, okay? Now, we've got Venus square Pluto, so that could be a little volatile, you know? It's about our relationships. You know, don't feel stuck with those. You're not. It's a perspective. Okay? So let's see what we have for relationships. Ooh. Okay. All right. Well, we're definitely moving out of that stormy sea kind of weather, especially when it comes to our thoughts. So again, don't get stuck there. In fact, it's time for action. It's time to empower yourself. It's time to move towards balance. Opportunities come in, messages come in, an offer comes in, and I think you take it. Okay? Maybe you get an offer to join somebody at their table or something like that this weekend, but good times had by all. There's no doubt about it. Just don't get stuck in your indecisiveness, or the weekend will pass you by and then you'll be like, shit. You know what I mean? So let's get some more on that. This is empowering yourself. Movement. You may be traveling, a little bit of traveling. Maybe that's what's got you, you know, a little torn. Well, what do I do? Okay. Okay, finality. Farewells, leave behind, and closure. Okay, you could be getting some of that. You could just be, again, it's closing out the week more than, you know, this big dramatic thing. It's just closing out the week. Running, again, there's this energy of moving, ghosting, disappearing, being invisible, maybe. That's what you're doing. Friday, you are clocking out. You know what I mean? So you're out. You're running away from the shit that's been this weekend. Normally I would say, you know, don't run, walk, but yeah, run. Run. Yeah, you are, as soon as you hit that clock out, you are out the door. Okay, so again, we're getting some closure here, you know, from the week, and it pays off, I believe, you know. And focus on this weekend: intimacy, mutual respect, unity, and closeness. There's a big message about that, and that's all you need. And that's what you want, you know. Maybe you're spending a time with your friends and family, the things that matter most to you, okay? So let's get a closing message from the Rebel deck for you, Pisces. Ooh. And see. So again, you know? All right, shame, regret, and guilt. Those are just bullshit. They sure are. So, forgive and let that shit go. Again, we're doing the best thing possible, is leaving behind a rough week and opening up to the possibilities for this weekend, which work out really well in your favor. All right, so Pisces, like, share, comment, and subscribe. You have yourself a beautiful weekend. Run to those opportunities. Take those opportunities, you know. Get out of that stuck mentality. There could be a little adventure you go on or something like that. The possibilities are endless. All right, Pisces, you have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Let's take you off the board and see who's next. And it's Taurus. Welcome, Taurus, to your freaking weekend. Now, Taurus, your ruler is going to be making some big bombastic moves to Pluto. So it looks like Pluto may be throwing the red cape at you, and, well, you do nothing but charge, okay? So, yeah, be aware of that. Let's see how this pans out for you, because your ruler, Venus, oh boy, yeah, okay, oh boy. Okay. All right, Taurus. We've got the Three of Swords, the Seven of Swords, the Hangman, and the Empress. Jesus. Maybe this week was a bitch, okay? We want to let go of the shoulda, woulda, coulda, the Three of Swords. We need to let that go. The Seven of Swords is self-deception in some way, which is keeping us stuck. And I think for this weekend, I think you just need to nurture yourself. The Empress is taking the power back over this and just, you know, again, getting out of this stuck mentality. The full moon is represented twice here in these cards. So it could have been a rough week and you may be stuck on that. Let it go. Nurture yourself. I think this weekend is kind of just, all right, I need to just unwind here. I need to let this go. I don't need to be stuck in a certain vibe, which is not good. Or maybe, you know, again, you're just, you know, you're dealing with a lot. But empower yourself. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the situation for some reason. I have to say that. Okay? All right. Okay. Go with the flow. With the chakra, the crown chakra is going with the flow. Allow the universe to direct where it's taking you this weekend, and take the lead. Again, another 3. So we've got 3s on the board here. We got 3, 3, 3. So release this. Maybe that's what you've been doing, is releasing some hard stuff, but this is growth, creativity, and huge divine support. Again, the universe is saying, just go with the flow this weekend. Don't get stuck in anything. Don't be deceived by anybody, including yourself. But take the lead, take the move to get out of this energy and empower yourself. That will foster growth. Now, let's look at relationships, because this is definitely about some relationships that you have. Okay, anything else for Taurus? Anything else? All right, yeah. Uncertainty. So maybe that's what's clouding all of this. And you just don't know what to do. Allow the universe to guide you in this aspect, okay? Maybe you're making some plans. Maybe you've got some plans. Maybe plans need to change. The Ace of Wands kind of shows that, but this is, taking the lead here. This, again, we got the Ace of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Three of Wands, okay? Pay attention to that. You're being guided to do something here, but get out of the uncertainty. That's what's got you stuck. The new thing is uncertainty is the only certainty there is. So you can't control everything, so be aware of that, all right? Now we've got foundation here, which is being established, family and security. So, maybe this is what's got you all twisted, is some family stuff, okay? But again, feel secure in all that you do. There may be a slight insecurity here, that shook your foundation. But let's get it back. Okay, yeah, let's focus on this weekend is harmony. Take it back. Balance, peace, and happiness. That's what you focus on. Very important for you to do that this weekend, okay? All right, let's get a closing message for you, Taurus. So this is going to be a little rough. Maybe it was the weekend. Maybe it was, the week. Maybe, the family things, plans, all of that. But if you focus on balance, peace, and harmony, you will experience that. And also focus on this weekend, is winning. Yeah. You got a good thing going. Don't ruin that shit. That's the big message. Let it imprint on you loud and clear. Okay? Damn, Taurus. That is going to do it for your freaking weekend. Pay attention to 333. Okay? Focus on harmony, safety, feet on the ground. You got this, okay? Plans may change, but okay, it's all right. It's all right. It's not the end of the world, okay? All right, Taurus, I love you all. Thank you for watching, and let's take you off the board and see who's last on the freaking weekend, right? Yep, all right. And it's Capricorn, last but not least, of course. Capricorn, welcome to your free weekend. All right, let's do this. Let's get these cards shuffled up, though. They said, make sure these are shuffled well. Okay, I gotcha. I'm gonna do it one more time, just to be on the safe side. Okay, Capricorn, welcome. Let's go ahead and get the vibe for you this weekend. All right, let's see. Anything else? Nope. Okay. Five of Pentacles to the King of Cups, to the Two of Wands, to the Ten of Cups. Okay, so it's going one way or the other. All right. Number one, you may be feeling alone and all of that. You got to let this go. The King of Cups says regulate your emotions. You're very emotional right now. Okay. You've got to get a handle on that. You may be doing some traveling this weekend for the holidays, which could probably be a good thing for you. Okay. But if you're going to sit in this energy, you ain't seeing this at all. You know what I mean? So this is probably what you've been dealing with this week. But the King of Cups says, trust your intuition and kind of regulate your emotions. You're too emotionally involved in whatever's going on, okay? But Ten of Cups is great energy. So make plans. Look forward to this, okay? But definitely traveling's in the mix here, okay? The one thing you don't want to do is feel left out. That's on you. Yeah, don't turn your back on an opportunity here with the Four of Cups. Don't do it. And again, it's win or lose. Very cut and dry. Very cut and dry. You don't have to second guess anything here, okay? So let's see. We've got Venus square Pluto, which maybe while you're in that, maybe, you know, it's got you a little shook. So let's see how this affects your relationships. Venus is all about relationships. Pluto is transformation in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, okay, yeah. So set yourself free from any drama that you're surrounded with or you're creating, okay? Again, maybe judgment and all of that has got you, I don't know, something's funky here. Page of Swords, it's a win or lose attitude. You got to take it. And the Three of Cups celebrating. This is like, again, could have just been a really rough week, you know, but this is a focus on friends, family. Open up to it. Don't turn your back on an opportunity. If you get an invite, fucking take it. Okay? That's really important. All right, let's get some more insight into this. Okay? And let's see what else we have. Yeah, finality. Farewells, leaving behind and closure. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe that's what you're getting this weekend, is setting yourself free from this. Again, letting that energy go. Let's get what's the vibe. Interesting. Yeah, okay. So something's up with masked. Hiding, concealing, deception. Don't deceive yourself. Don't let others deceive you. Something's up. Some drama, some shit's going on. Don't fall prey to it. Don't do it. All right, let's get a closing message for you, Capricorn. I'm telling you, the Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups is still saying, you know, it could be good, but what are you doing here, you know? All right, closing message is, eat your vegetables. Eat your fucking vegetables. Yes. Eat some shit made by Mother Nature, not by Cadbury, okay? So, Capricorn, that is going to do it for your freaking weekend. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I hope you have a great weekend. Again, this is all indicative on where you're putting your focus. Some of you are just in this shitty vibe and you need to change it, you know? Maybe wrapped up in all kinds of drama. I don't know, but it's your choice. All right, so that is going to do it for this edition. Let's take Capricorn off the board. That's going to do it for this edition of the freaking weekend. Listen, everybody, have a great, wonderful, safe holiday and weekend. Be careful traveling. Let bygones be bygones. Speak your truth. Do the thing, say the thing, be the thing. You know what I mean? And enjoy the company around you. Enjoy, even if it's just yourself. Give yourself the grace of enjoying even you. All right? Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Oh. Bye.